I really wish I liked Christmas Coupon a lot more than I did. Unfortunately, I have very few positive things to say about this film. That's not to say it's the worst film I've ever seen, but it's got very little going for it. And I will say right now, I'm not going to recommend this film. But if you want to hear me whinging on about the things that I didn't like, then stay tuned. But regardless, I will not give any spoilers just in case you decide that you do want to check it out yourself. Maybe it will appeal to you. I will always encourage people to watch films themselves before making an opinion. Christmas Coupon was released in 2019 and it's directed by Daniel Knudsen and also written by Knudsen. And it's, the premise is nothing too complicated. Alison is an ice skating teacher and she bumps into an old sweetheart and there's a lot of animosity between them and things are very tense and very rocky and there's a lot of will they, won't they, and also what will happen to her career as a skating teacher. I don't care. I really do not care. The thing that struck me first of all, and this is something I noticed within the first 5 minutes, is that the acting is so wooden. Pretty much all round. The child actors are fine, they're great, they're lovely, they're sweet. But so many of the adults have got such wooden acting that it's just hard to watch. And I'm the kind of person who rarely criticizes one's acting abilities, because normally when somebody watches a film and says that was bad acting, I tend to find that it was actually okay. But with this one, it was not good. It was not good. There was not a good performance. And that made it very hard to engage with the characters or to like them. The characters I didn't think were very well written. They were not very well developed. There wasn't really much going for them. And as I said, I definitely just did not care about what happened with Alison's ice skating or who her partner was going to be by the end of the film. I didn't care at all. In terms of the Christmas vibes, there were some. It's not the most Christmassy I've seen. There was a really heartwarming moment with a soup kitchen, but I have to say the dialogue in this is appalling. There's a lot of it where, you know the old saying that writers are supposed to show, not tell? This is basically every third or fourth sentence is them explaining something they want the audience to know. It's like, oh, guess who I saw? Such and such, your high school sweetheart. There's no opportunity for the audience to put the pieces together. Everything is explained, and that's not good. It's a very stilted narrative. Nothing moves forward. We're constantly just being told information, and while that's okay in tiny parts, because certain things need to be known or understood, or there's not enough time to get into something, this is the entire narrative. They just talk down to the audience by explaining everything, and even when it's blatantly obvious. So that irritated me as well. It's not the most festive film. There's a little bit of festivity going on there, enough to make it a Christmas film. I don't think it's falsely titled as a Christmas film. But there was also an explanation at the beginning of what a coupon book was. I was like, really, we're not idiots. We're really not stupid. Yeah, it's not a good film. The narrative, the idea is nice. I love the idea of it being set on an ice skating rink. On the rare occasion that I go ice skating, I thoroughly enjoy it. I'm not that good at it, but I like it, and I love to watch it. I will say that Alison is a very good ice skater. She's played by Courtney Mathews, and her skating is beautiful to watch. I really enjoyed that aspect of her performance. But with everything else, there was nothing else going for it. Some beautiful skating, but awful dialogue. Relatively poorly developed narrative, but certainly poorly explained narrative, or overly explained narrative. The costumes were fine. I liked the clothing. The acting, for the most part, is painful to watch, with a few exceptions. I wouldn't recommend it, but if you're curious, I'd say give it a watch. I'd rather you made up your own opinion than listened to me. But if you just want a yes or no verdict, it's a massive no.